surprise one here.
Alright guys, so this is just a follow-up obviously to my Sub-Zero statue here. Here we have today is Scorpion. Mortal Kombat X, just like the Sub-Zero statue, and these are actually companion cases. So yeah, you can pose them right next to each other, facing each other, ready to go into battle. So I hate to be a negative Nancy about this statue, guys, because overall it is a good statue, but it's not an awesome statue, okay? Now, I will let you know that, just like I mentioned in the previous video, that yes, this does have some light up features, and unlike the Sub-Zero statue, the base here absolutely lights up and it looks absolutely awesome. But the difference is, with the Sub-Zero statue, the base didn't light up and still looked good. This one, not lit up, it looks pretty plain, pretty, I don't know, boring, muted, and that's something that really kills it for me, because like I mentioned before, the way you turn on the light up feature is through a plug-in. I wish it had a battery. That way I wouldn't have to be messing with plugging this in, unplugging it, etc. Because yes, when it's lit up, it looks absolutely awesome. I mean, just blows my mind when it looks lit up. But again, if you don't have this thing close to an outlet or willing to deal with that, it's gonna bother the hell out of you. So starting off with the base, obviously we can see it's like this rocky, ashy lava base. The texture work is done very well. You know, we can see this jagged rock, kind of looks like Mustafar in Star Wars when Anakin gets his freaking legs chopped off or whatever. It's basically that kind of scene. All right, so there's a light up feature, and obviously here's another reason why I really wish they had a battery versus a plug-in, because me trying to show this to you, I gotta be very careful when I'm spinning it around, because this wire is gonna wrap around it. Okay, but yeah, there's a light up base, and one thing that kind of sucks about this base is when I first got it, it looked clean. It looked, you know, perfect. As time went by, you can see when it's lit up, you see small little cracks where the paint isn't there, it's not complete, it's just small little, not breakages, but just cracks in the actual paint where you can just see the light, the white I should say, you know. But you only see that when it's lit up. But obviously when it's lit up, oh man, you can see this thing is looking phenomenal. But just like the Sub-Zero statue, his base is very true to him, or I should say the character of Scorpion. In case you don't know, I mean, Scorpion is basically a reborn, reanimated soul, basically a hellspawn, if you want to say that. But yeah, you know, that's why we see a lot of fire, basically, you know, with all this black soot. You know, he's standing on rocks, but you know, they look like they're engulfed in soot as well. So yeah, I mean, perfect job with the base, other than, yeah, all these small little cracks in the paint, not in the base, but in the paint. One of the biggest things here about Scorpion that really bothers the hell out of me, and it's very unfortunate, but again, this is just my opinion, but his color palette is very muted, very plain. I mean, unlike the Sub-Zero statue, guys, I mean, Sub-Zero's colors were just badass. I mean, they just popped at you, different kind of, you know, color palette and different tones as far as, you know, flats and shiny and metallics and stuff like that. Scorpion here is very muted. All of his colors, I mean, his boot, sort of just a basic brown, the black in his outfit here throughout underneath, you know, his hood, even the yellow on him is just very plain, very muted. Nothing really here that contrasts with each other. So that's why it just kind of looks plain, in my opinion. Let's start off with the bottom up. Okay, so as you can see here, his boots are just kind of like a plain, very dull leather. Moving up, yes, we do see the straps here, you know, and not the details about it, not the texture work. I mean, that is all awesome in the statue. It's just the color itself. So, you know, like I said, with the buckles here, you know, we see all the belts, the buckles, the straps, the holes, everything in it is, you know, amazingly done. It's just the color palette, you know, it's just annoying that in my opinion, I have this badass statue here, but the colors are just really dull. I feel like if I could get this repainted to be more dynamic, it would be a badass perfect 10 statue. But moving up, as we can see, you know, his pants here, they're black, and he has all these leather straps going around him throughout the body. Like I mentioned before, buckles, you know, very detailed, highly detailed. It's just the colors, you know, his pants here, they're just all the same black, no shadows, no shadings. Moving up to the yellow part of his outfit, again, we can see a little bit of wear and tear, some weathering here, you know, not really battle damage, just weathered. You know, I think that's well done, but I feel it should have been maybe a brighter yellow to really contrast. or maybe even make this black even blacker. Without the lighter feature, the black in his outfit matches the black in the base. And I think if they would have made the black just a very dark, rich tone of black, I think it would have been awesome. But I will give credit where credit's due. There is a lot of detail in the specific spots, especially like his gauntlets and his upper body. You know, the detail right here in his chest piece, you know, his gauntlets here, and the straps on his shoulders. Not that it takes away from the statue, but I just wish they would have added more texture, you know, in the pants, in the boots, you know, even in his upper body here where the yellow is. I just remember recalling back to even the first Mortal Kombat, the yellow in his outfit was kind of like a diamond pattern in a way, somewhat like that. I just wish they would have put more. Yes, they did put the color in there to give it a little bit more detail, but I wish they would have put more texture work. This just kind of looks like a flat color, unlike the Sub-Zero one, which had more folds and wrinkles and kind of more of a texture in it. Another small detail that really kind of bothers me with this statue is with the parts that you put on, they're very short. Not really too much that's going to hold them in place. This one does have a very, very small magnet right on his spear. Show it to you real quick. See, it comes out real easy. And yes, it's a small magnet, but we can see it's really, really not all that sturdy, not all that secure. Same thing right here with the sword, which is the exclusive. I don't know if you can see it or not, but where you enter the sword, it is a very, very small peg, and thank God it has not fallen off, but at the same time, you just worry about stuff like that. And again, it's just a small peg, and I just feel like it could fall off, but thank God it hasn't. Now, the non-exclusive is just right here, his hand being held. Now, with Scorpion here, throughout history, yes, that's his signature weapon, the spear with the kunai tip. That is his signature weapon, which you will absolutely keep it all the time. I mean, you don't have a choice, you gotta keep it.
Get over here!
Or you can change out his other hand. This is the non-exclusive, just a regular hand. Okay. Now, in my opinion, unlike the Sub-Zero exclusive with the blade, you know, he did have that snowball effect. This one just has his regular hand, nothing special about it. So if you do have the exclusive for this statue, I wouldn't see any reason not to display it with this sword, okay? It's not just a sword that just gave Scorpion, you know, throughout time, Scorpion has been given swords that he does battle with. So yeah, I think combining the exclusive on this one, unlike the Sub-Zero, I think it's awesome. And moving up to his portrait, guys, yes, his eyes are widened out just like the Sub-Zero. Now that's one thing about the Sub-Zero one, yes, it makes him look more ferocious and more badass. But Scorpion here, he's basically, like I said, a hellspawn. He's a reincarnated soul. So it makes sense why he has widened out eyes. I mean, there's a lot of detail in his mask here, a lot of texture work. His paints is not just one color. We do see some different shadows and different shades of that yellow here. His portrait is done very, very well. And his eyes light up. So let me show you that one. All right, so those are his light up eyes. And obviously they're the same color as the base. They're kind of like that lava orange, yellowish color. So the pose here is obviously we can see looks like he's in a defensive mode, okay? Obviously that kunai is full of blood, so he's done something to somebody. The blade 2 here has full of blood. Maybe Scorpion's just standing back, waiting and contemplating what his next move is going to be. And obviously the pose here is a very powerful stand, somebody that you don't really want to mess with. And just a quick reference to previous Scorpion statues. PCS did put out the original Scorpion from the first Mortal Kombat out, you know, with the switch out head where it has a skull, etc. This one, you just get that one portrait, okay? I think it would have been awesome if you gave him the switch out head showing the skull. But again, would it really match up with his pose here? I don't think so. I can see and understand why they didn't include that skull with this, but it would have been awesome if they did. So that's my overall review on Scorpion here. Yes, he does have his flaws. The biggest ones, in my opinion, again, are the plug-in feature on the base here, the small cracks in the paint of the base here, and the unenthusiastic color palette here. But that doesn't take away from his good qualities. Again, those are the texture work where it is, his pose, the overall execution of the statue, and the portrait with all the ferocity in his facial expression. But let's open it up for discussion, guys. Leave your comments down below. I would absolutely love to hear what you have to say about Scorpion here. Love him? Hate him? What do you think about him overall? And if you like this video, please comment, like, subscribe, share with anybody you know who may like this content. And as always, collect what makes you happy.